So in today's recipe we're going to be making up my mum's famous freezer strawberry jam. So growing up we used to eat this all the time in scones or over the top of scones with cream, hot over ice creams, inside cake recipes. It's not really like a jam that sets, it's more a jam that's more like a sauce that my mum used to make up every year, go out to the field, pick a load of strawberries and then make various recipes including this freezer jam. And she used to put it into bags or plastic containers and then pop it into the freezer. And there'd always be various like freezer jams that would be in the freezer from various years. Anyway, so we picked up some strawberries about a couple of weeks ago, and we're now going to make up the freezer strawberry jam. So this is today's recipe. Let's get cooking. Now Mum's freezer jam is a really easy recipe, and remember we are making more like a sauce than a jam. So first things first, wash 2 kilos of strawberries and remove the tops. So remove the green leaves and any parts of the strawberry that are white, that haven't coloured. Now you're going to weigh 450 ml of water in a large pot. You're going to add the zest of 3 lemons, saving the juice for later. Now, although we're not going to be setting the jam, we're still going to add 140 grams of jam setting to enable ourselves to get a syrup. So that's 140 grams of jam setting mix. We're going to cook that for 5 to 10 minutes to a light syrup. Now, the strawberries you're going to cut into quarters. You could cut them, you could slice them, you could cut them in half if you like it a bit chunky. But for those strawberries that are between a medium size and a large size, I'm going to cut them into quarters. Now empty them into a pot big enough. We don't want to have the whole pot full of strawberries. So if I was doing a 4 kilo batch of strawberries, I'd use a bigger pot obviously, but I just don't want them too deep. Add 900 grams of sugar. Now you could change and go half white, half brown, but I've gone with 900 grams of granulated sugar. Now at this stage here you could add various flavours, lavender, you could add vanilla if you wanted to. We're just going to mix the sugar through the strawberries and leave them to macerate for 30 minutes. Macerating is where you're going to draw the moisture out of something. So the sugar is going to draw the sweet moisture or the juices out of the strawberries. Now to the hot syrup you're going to add 40 grams of butter. You're going to mix it through with a whisk and you're going to cook that syrup for a further 5 minutes. Once that's happened, you're going to pour that syrup on top of the strawberries that have been macerating for 30 minutes. Now this is a really quick cooked jam. Now remember, we're making more like a sauce than a jam. Now on a medium heat you're going to cook those strawberries for 15 minutes. Now if you did want to freeze the jam, you can freeze for up to a year, but I normally like to use the jam within 3 months. Now serving suggestion, I've got a beautiful cheesecake here with cold strawberry sauce or cold strawberry jam. Okay, so now we're serving up the hot variety. So we've had the cold freezer jam with a cheesecake. Now this is, all I've done is I've just heated up a little bit this jam. So I'm going to serve it with ice cream. Ice cream of choice today is wild berry ambrosia, which is a new flavour. Very nice. So here we go with a scoop. So when you are scooping ice cream, hot water or sort of tepid water into this, what you should do is scoop over the top. So don't dig down, you shouldn't dig down. And if the ice cream doesn't come off, then just rub the top of the scoop with your fingers and it will just warm up the scoop and it will just fall out. So I'll just do that again, into the water. Shake off the excess, go over the top. If it doesn't come out, then you just like rub the back of the ice cream scoop. Then we're going to go there with the hot sauce. So just over the top. And then I'm just going to finish it with a little bit of icing sugar. Perfect. So this is our hot variety of Mum's freezer jam with ice cream, berry and ambrosia. Now this recipe for strawberry jam will do 4 large jars, if that's about twice the size as the usual, or it makes 8 normal size jam jars. Now I've put it into glass jars because I'll be eating that within the next month. If you're not, put it into plastic containers or into freezer bags, label them up, date them, and then put them into your freezer. And like I said earlier, I like to use the jam within 3 months, but they will last for a year. Now, last thing you're going to do is you're going to add the lemon juice, and you're going to stir the lemon juice equally through the jam. So you're just going to stir that through. So it's sweet and sour. So it's not a really sweet jam, and that makes it so perfect for serving with numerous things, like so many different things you can serve this sauce with. So that was my mum's famous strawberry freezer jam, or freezer strawberry jam. You can use it in so many different recipes. It's not too sweet and it's not too sour, so it's perfectly balanced. That's why I particularly like it on things like scones or over ice cream, or if you've got something that was really sweet. We had some cheesecake last night, and we had the cheesecake like in the serving with the freezer strawberry jam as well. So absolutely delicious. My mum was always a great cook. You know, I was really lucky because my mum didn't work full time. So we really didn't buy biscuits and cakes and things like that. My mum used to just make it all. And so really my passion and interest for cooking started when I was just a kid. And I remember doing dinner parties when I was sort of 10 or so years old. And I'd always end up in tears because we wanting to do all this like specialised dishes and that was just beyond my skill set. But it was thanks to her that I really got into cooking. So thanks, Mum. And I hope you enjoyed the recipe for Mum's special freezer strawberry jam. See you in the next video.